I've seen it.
Oh, okay.
Same thing.
Okay. And why are you being honored tonight? Or why are you being honored for the, and like we'll talk about the studio. Is there anything that you want to plug in particular?
Well,
Did you have anything that you wanted in particular other that we haven't spoken about?
no, I mean, you know me.
We'll talk about the studio. Okay.
Yeah. He basically knows.
Okay.
What a cute little vest.
And then who else is coming?
John Weiss.
He's somewhere.
Okay.
Oh yeah, this is Oscar.
Now, where have you set up?
Well,
Yeah.
there's really walking by on Fifth Avenue, you would imagine there's a space like this.
One of the reasons I took this space. No light back there, but there's
Because you're a diva, honey. You look great, Vinny. What a great outfit. Can I tell you those pants?
Oh, wow.
Ass. Out on Fifth Avenue.
Actually, for years, David had the best view of the parade.
Right.
Because
well, yeah, for a
until
couple of
they
years there. Until they came around. The fire.
You know that, David. You read that.
Yeah. That's it. Just trying to memorize it. Not just so I have it on, as a file. It's from Chicago.
Yeah.
I'm thinking if I have checks for you.
Oh, good. About checks.
That's right. Exactly. When Al is the pretty one, it's really a bad night. Yeah, it's not too untypical. I pulled him aside for that, but I was going to publicly.
Well, they
shade
managed
him
to
in
just
the,
about get rid of all the women in the New York Times. So that-
Well, and some of the women do get rid of themselves, though. In all fairness, it works both ways.
Patricia, as much as we love her, she had a major, not a chip, she had a block
Right.
Yeah.
She
She
did,
did,
and I
for-
just found her amusing.
for about
so
6 months.
Oh, I know.
Off on the sense of really, really Patricia. If you say anything to her, she's gonna walk out. Well, hello?
You
Why are we
use
supposed
thick
to,
skin dignity.
how are we supposed to operate?
And I mean, the last like active lesbian we had in terms of Lenore, Lenore was a bitch, and I don't like her, and she was full of shit. And if I ever see her again, I'm gonna tell her like, when I first came around here, you were a problem. You were really out of line, and so I can't wait. Sex stories,
You're working for
Giuliani.
I could put a lineup of studded codpieces.
I want one of those gladiator corselet
You're
things.
showing your.
I know, but what do they cost these days?
Gladiator what? Skirt?
Public speaking.
Right.
That just hit the shelves last week. Here's a card for you.
Tell them about what you said about the cover, though.
Oh, right, yeah, it was a little Third Reich for me. It was like, like. Oh my God, you want to know? That is real. This guy's the real thing.
Uh-huh. That's why I said bring out the book.
He's even got, he's got Delius. This one is serious. Now, what are these from? So you kind of well, wait, I think
the
Yeah.
Wagner show.
The Wagner show.
The Defenders.
So, tell me about when did you get into I say this is Easter basket potential. What a basket. That's what it says. Beehive.
Okay, we'll tell him. Tom Sapurita thinks that this might be uncomfortable. Let's have him try.
I have the copies from David, that's all.
Do you want to close the window? Does the sound? Well, okay.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on here, but okay. Hello, this is Will Berger, your roving reporter, and tonight I have roven into a really fabulous spot. I'm in the studio of David Samuel Menkes, and I'm here surrounded by handsome men in leather and codpieces, so I couldn't be happier. And we have David Samuel Menkes with us, and we also have our own Tom Sapurita, president of the Defenders. We've got a lot to talk about tonight. These gentlemen, beyond being beautiful, are full of interesting information. So, Tom, you're up to a lot right now. Tell us a little bit about what you're doing.
Thanks, Will. Well, as most of you know, this month, the month of November, is the anniversary month for the Defenders. This is our 17th anniversary, which we'll be celebrating on the 15th with a liturgy. And on Friday the 20th, we're having Indulgence 1, which is a cocktail party and dinner, which is the first time the Defenders in New York are throwing an event this large. It's a benefit for the leather community.
Okay, so that's called Indulgence, and you at home will get the double-edged Catholic leather humor of that, and we'll talk more about that in a second. But first, tell our viewers a little bit about the Defenders.
The Defenders is the leather outreach group within Dignity New York and actually Dignity National.
Right.
There are now 9 chapters. Philadelphia just was inducted into the Defenders on September 26th.
All right, Philadelphia, welcome aboard. And what sorts of things do you do in the Defenders? Tell the truth.
Well, mostly what we do is we're doing a lot of outreach within Dignity and especially out to the larger lesbian and gay leather community.
Okay, good. Sounds like a lot of work, and Indulgence sounds like real fun. Now, what can we look forward to at this, I would say, unique event?
Well, at Indulgence, we're, besides having an open bar and good food and a lot of friends around that night, we're going to be giving away the first ever awards sponsored by Dignity New York and the Defenders to members of the leather community for their outreach, for their work, and for the positive face that they bring to the leather community here in New York City.
Okay, that's the good deed that we're doing at Indulgence. Now, what can we expect for fun?
For fun, well, I hate you. Cut.
No, we're saving that for the blooper reel. Are we going to have dancing? Are we going to eat dinner? Are we?
No, there's no dancing this.
There's dinner? That's okay. There's dinner, though.
No, okay.
No dinner? Hello, this is Will Berger, your roving reporter, and tonight I have roven right into the legendary studio of David Samuel Menkes, who is here with us tonight. We'll be talking with him in a moment. We have a lovely sampling of codpieces and other bagatelles for your enjoyment, and beautiful things around the studio that we'll look at in a moment. Right now, we'll look at 2 of the most beautiful that are sitting right here, David Samuel Menkes and our own Tom Sapurita, president of the Defenders. Hi, Tom. How are you?
Fine, Will.
And you've been real busy lately. Tell us what you've been up to.
Well, this month, November, of course, is the anniversary of the Defenders. This is our 17th anniversary. We'll be celebrating it at Mass on the 15th with our annual liturgy. But especially on the 20th of November, the Defenders are presenting for the first time ever a benefit for the leather community, which is called Indulgence 1.
Indulgence, probably the first great Catholic leather party ever given in history, right? Good evening. This is Will Berger, your roving reporter, and tonight I have roven into the legendary studio of David Samuel Menkes, who is here with us, and I'm surrounded by an array of lovely cod pieces and other tchotchkes, and some other lovely things that I'm surrounded by are two handsome men in leather, David Menkes and our own Tom Sapurita, and we're going to talk to both of them about some exciting things going on. We're going to start with Tom. Hi, Tom. Tell us what you've been up to.
I will. Well, as the president of Defenders this year, we're celebrating our 17th anniversary this month.
Mazel tov.
Thank you. We'll be celebrating it on the 15th at a liturgy, our anniversary liturgy, and especially on the 20th of November at a cocktail party and dinner called Indulgence One.
On the 20th of November, make a note of that, and that's Indulgence One, perhaps the world's first fabulous Catholic leather party in history. What can we look forward to at Indulgence One, Tom?
Well, Indulgence One is going to be a special evening for the Defenders and especially for Dignity New York, because we will be able to bring together people in the leather community, the larger gay and lesbian community here in New York, and from all over the metropolitan area in celebration of our friends and organizations here that bring the positive face of the leather community to our brothers and sisters in the gay and lesbian community.
Great work. And Indulgence One is open to everybody?
Yes, it is.
Where will it be?
It will be held at FIT in the David Dubinsky Center.
Fabulous. Now, tell us a little bit about the Defenders for the one or two people out there who might not be familiar with your organization.
Well, the Defenders was founded in 1981 as an outreach organization within Dignity. It was founded to bring some understanding to the larger Dignity community of people who identify themselves as members of the leather fetish SM community.
Excellent, but now you've almost got kind of an independent life as well. We see the Defenders at Folsom Street East and a lot of the leather events. You guys are taking your place with the other leather fraternities?
Yes, I think so, but I think that's because we are 17 years old and we're finally on the road and we're growing, and there are now, as a matter of fact, 10 chapters of the Defenders nationally.
Wow, you guys are growing. You recruit, right?
Yes, we do.
Okay, good for you. That's the way it should be. And now let me ask you about some of the people you'll be presenting to the community, or you're presenting awards to at Indulgence One.
Well, this year there are three. There's one person in particular and two organizations which we are honoring. The person who is sitting right next to me, David Samuel Menkes, will be the recipient of our first ever Founders Award.
Okay, more on which in a moment. And who are the organizations?
We are also honoring GMSMA for the presentation of Folsom Street East, which is the leather SM fetish block party, which a lot of people are familiar with now in its second year.
Right.
And along with them, we are giving our Brotherhood Award to the Long Island Ravens Motorcycle Club.
And we love them. They always make a good party, right?
They are a party.
They are a party. Okay, so let's go to our honoree here. Hi, David.
Hi.
How do you feel about getting this award?
Well, I'm pleased and surprised. It was very nice of Tom to call and ask me to be a part of this.
Now, you're famous to some of us, but can you tell us a little bit about what you do? First of all, you're a leather designer or a tailor, or what's the right term?
Well, I consider myself a tailor. I'm willing to work on almost anything that can be sewn.
Right.
I don't think I'm a designer as much as because I like to get my customer involved with the design, and I need their input in order to make the thing work.
Now, you've been popular within the gay community in New York for many years, but I understand you're sort of making a name in the whole community, outside, beyond the gay community in New York lately, haven't you?
Well, I've always been a part of, I've always done things outside of the leather community. I've always made costumes and done commercial work all the way along, so it's not really anything new.
Okay, then it's new to me that you're doing that. I thought you were one of our own, and they just discovered it. Now, you had a lot of press recently for some stage design work you did, or some costumes for the stage.
You must be talking about Macbeth.
How did you know? That was a fierce photo layout. I mean, what was it like to work with Alec Baldwin? Indulge me on this just for one moment. I mean, woof, that chest, okay?
Alec was very good. He came here for his first fitting, and
He has been in this
In
room.
that very chair.
I'm fainting. Okay, you
I
better
haven't
just-
washed it since.
I wouldn't dream of it. And let's hope our cameraman cuts as I sniff the chair. Okay. And then there was the Absolute ad, which was beautiful. You must have been very happy with that.
Yeah, I'm very happy every time I see that in print. It's very, it was a special piece.
Okay, but you've also been an active member of the leather community in New York over the years, right?
Yes, I joined GMSMA in its second year,
Which was?
1981, 82.
Wow, so it's about the same age as the Defenders.
Exactly the same.
Exactly the same age.
So there's a cosmic connection here, finally coming together. Okay, and what have you done with GMSMA?
I've been a part of it since its second year, and a regular guest, and
Okay.
participated in several programs across the years.
And in the larger leather community, I understand you're the man who makes those fabulous sashes we see.
Well, I thank you for that. I think they're okay.
We call them tiaras, right?
People seem to like them.
Oh, yeah, they're a big hit, especially when that's all that the honorees are wearing.
Yeah.
Okay, so how does a nice Jewish boy like you feel about getting this award from the Defenders?
Oh, as a non-practicing Jew, I think that's perfectly all right.
That's okay. We have a lot of non-practicing Catholics in our group, so it'll get along great. Well,
No, I think it's a good. I don't think it's religiously based. I think it's based on honoring people in the community, and for that reason, I think it's okay.
I agree entirely. Now, however, I've always noticed a certain kind of intense level of, I don't know what you want to call it, something, the brotherhood that goes into a spiritual level within the leather community. Am I hallucinating this, or do you know what I'm talking about?
Well, I think spirituality is a big part of the S&M community. Certainly, there's a desire to strive to achieve connection to a higher level.
Right.
And if that's God for you, then that's fine.
Right.
If it's soul, then that's what it is. But we all try to achieve a certain level of depth of thought. And
Commitment to intensity.
yeah.
And while we're at it, talking about great artwork, do you mind if I ask you a little? I mean, I'm really, really in awe of some of the artwork that you carry around with you. Now, what have we got going on here? Lots of different things. Can you see that?
Well, I started getting tattooed when I was 30. I never
Me too.
never thought about it
Yeah.
before, and then I had a friend who was rather twee, and I thought, well, if he can do it, then so can I. And so I chose images that I was would be happy with. And
Was your friend still twee after his tattoo, or did he become butch on the spot?
No, he still is kind of twee.
God bless him. Okay, and
But
now
he's
what?
living in San Francisco now, so
So it's hard to tell.
hard to tell.
Oops. Okay. Now, so tell me what we've got going on this beautiful arm.
This is
Here.
the Scythian tattoo. It's
Ah,
they were the horsemen of the plains of Central
Sure.
Asia
sure.
and nomads.
Mhm.
And originally, this was found on a body in a gravesite. The body had frozen, so they could still read the tattoo. And
You're
they were-
almost ghoulish enough to be Catholic. I'm glad you're getting this award. Okay.
Imagery is very important in my work.
Hello. Okay, so do you feel
These are probably were trophies of the kill, given to the leader of the tribe to mark a passage or to mark, a great year or symbolic, very symbolic.
woof. Now, do you have a special connection to the Scythians, or were you Scythian at one point? Or
Well, my family is from Hungary, Czechoslovakia, Poland, so I imagine that they came from somewhere. And my leg tattoo is Japanese, a Japanese dragon. So
Oh, I'd
we're
love
kind of
to,
working-
but I don't know how we're gonna
working
do
from
that.
East to west here.
Mhm.
So if they came across the plains and wound up in Hungary, then I'm happy with that transfer of image.
Okay, and what is that on your back? That was beautiful.
That's a Assyrian, ancient Persian imagery taken from the same period as these barbarians, but it's a much more structured piece, having to do with the gods of the land.
Well, you're just a ton of information.
Yeah, I know.
Lydia, the tattooed lady. Okay, well, we really look forward to Indulgence, and I think that's going to be a great night for everybody. So anything else you'd like to tell us about your work here? Or, oh, hello.
Well, that's Lily.
Hi, Lily. And she has a lot of sisters. Do they get in your way when you work?
No, they're very patient with me. They stand aside.
If she's not careful, she could become part of a harness, right?
I would never do that to my cat.
Well, I'm glad to know that
Not until they're...
an honoree of our award would not do that to a cat.
No.
Well, I wish you continued success. Thank you for your presence in the community and in New York. And Tom, we really look forward to indulgence.
Thanks, Phil. Thank you, Dave.
Thank you, Tom.
Is there anything good we could put in there, too? It's fucking fierce. Preston, when are you going to get one?
Right next door.
Yeah, I know. You know what I love is, look at the way it's got that patch of fur right in that mandorla up there.
Yeah, we're keeping that empty. I don't know what to put there.
You've got it. Got already put it. Stop. She'll get Schwarzkopf. Okay, stop. Lucha Pop and Iggy Pop, one on each butt cheek. Okay, I'll just leave that there without the commentary. It's beautiful. Okay. I'm here in another corner of the David Samuel Menke's studio with one of my personal role models and a great member of the gay community in New York, John Weiss. How you doing, John?
I'm great. Thanks for having me, Will.
Now, John, what is your actual title at GMSMA?
I'm the chairman of Gay Male SM Activists.
Okay. And what is GMSMA for those one or two people who may not have heard of you?
It's an organization that promotes safe, sane, consensual adult SM on a social, educational, and political level.
Wow, that must keep you real busy.
It does, absolutely.
And especially being the Pope, I mean the chairman of the whole outfit. Okay, and now there's a little connection growing between Dignity and GMSMA. I hear you're being honored at our event.
Well, there's longtime ties between the Catholic Church and the SM community.
Yes, ties being the operative word, right.
Right, but we're very proud to be honored at this year's indulgence that Dignity is putting on, the Defenders are putting on. They're honoring GMSMA for our community outreach from our Folsom Street East block party.
Which is an absolute blast, and if you haven't been, where have you been hiding? What do you have planned for next year at the Folsom Street East?
Well, we're trying to increase the amount of community groups that are prayer, and we're also looking at how to format the entertainment to optimize it. We're looking at, whether or not to have more drag queens, whether or not to have more comedians, more bands, or whether we would just stick with the DJ.
I don't think Michelle will allow any more drag queens on there. One is enough there. Now, I have a whip about Folsom Street East. I think they should call the Folsom Street Leather Festival Gansevoort Street West. What do you think of that?
We can work on that.
They'll never go for it. Okay, now you're being presented the award by
Christine Quinn.
One of my favorites, another great member of the community, and Christine is?
Christine currently is the executive director of the Anti-Violence Project. GMSMA and AVP have worked together hand in hand over the last few years.
That makes a lot of sense.
It does.
Because they also handle issues of domestic and relationship violence, correct?
Sure. We both are in favor of fighting non-consensual violence.
Absolutely,
Yeah.
absolutely. Okay, and by the time this airs, Christine might well be mayor of New York, state senator, president, anything's possible with Christine. Remember the little people, Christine, okay? And what else is GMSMA up to these days?
We have programming that happens at the center twice a month on the second and fourth Wednesdays. It's open to any man that wants to attend, and you can check out our website or look for information at the center, other places like that. Our website is www.gmsma.org, and coming up quickly is a 4-day event called Leatherfest, which starts on November 11th, which is a Wednesday night with a program on boots.
Boots?
Boots.
Okay, I have a visual aid. Boots. Okay, what about boots? The history of boots, or?
A little bit of everything. Some of the history of boots, looking at boots as fetish, as well as using it as art and photographs and such. The presenter for that particular program is Mark I. Chester, who's a radical sex photographer from San Francisco.
Great. Where's that going to be? I want the information, even if they don't.
At the center.
Great.
Program starts at 8:30. Doors open at 8. And on Thursday night, Mark is presenting some new work of his along with Barbara Nitke, who's a radical sex photographer from here in New York.
This is also radical and sexual. How refreshing in New York in 1998.
We try.
Good. Thank God for you. And how long have you been involved with GMSMA?
I've been on the board for 4 years now, and I've been a member for about 6,
Wow. Keeps you busy, huh?
without question.
A lot of work to be done?
Yeah.
Misconceptions in the community? Can you tell us about that?
Well, some of the outreach that we've done, particularly with the Anti-Violence Project, is to dispel the immediate notion that comes to many people's mind that SM is violence.
Right.
So that's been a big area. With Folsom Street East in particular, we decided to do an outdoor event to take the Leathermen out of the bars and to invite all sorts of community groups that might not otherwise interact with GMSMA, and it's been wonderful.
It was the first time I've seen a lot of those guys in the sunlight. In many cases, it was even a positive experience. Okay, well, I wish you and your organization continued success. You're terrific. New York wouldn't be the same without you. Thanks a lot, John.
Thanks, Will.
We get them to put a plug into the hosts in for Saturday in particular. Okay, the workshop. All right. Okay. All right. Okay. Because this is airing that night, correct?
Right. And even if you just,
Everyone's committed some money.
not really. What we can do is we will talking about the grant. If you just went, like, we have to write this from the.
Like if it was an eighth of an inch more or something. Maybe.
Maybe.
Whatever you want to do.
I just think that, and you mentioned that, so you
Yeah.
could use that as a.
I just want to tell Mr. Weiss because of the, I can give you photos. Okay. Actually.
Wherever the Thanksgiving party.
Yeah.
You can really just talk about this.
And the lecture is all in white. I just love the back.
You can do it in white if you want. Okay, enjoy your dinner. Thank you.